Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Ian. I'm with GoShelf. Today we're going to be installing 6 8-inch Botticino shelves to this walk-in shower. 3 on this side, 3 on this side. So I'm going to give you the step-by-step installation method. It's just a simple method to go right into the grout joint. I'm going to use an angle grinder. These are the tools here that are required. Angle grinder, caulk that matches the grout, tape measure, pencil, tape. These are the anchoring plates and the adhesive. So first things first, I'm going to want to take one of the shelves, put it into the corner where we're going to go, right in that grout joint. And right on the edge, right there, I'm just going to do about 1/4 of an inch in from the edge of the stone shelf and do a little pencil mark. And I'm going to do that on that side too. That way when I'm cutting the grout out of the joint, I don't go past that pencil mark. I'm going to do that everywhere. Make all my marks. The other important thing to have too here is a shop vac. When you're making the cuts, especially with an angle grinder or an oscillating tool, it will create a little bit of dust, so it's nice if you can have an extra set of hands with you, somebody to vacuum up that dust as you're cutting. You can also remove the grout with, a manual handheld grout saw. Takes a little bit more elbow grease, but it can be done that way. So, give me a second here. I'm going to get started. Okay, so here I have where this shelf here, I have it all marked. So this is marked at 7.5 inches, same as this. And these marks here are where I'd like to place the anchors. Okay, so for recording purposes, I'm going to show you how I'm going to get started on this first shelf. And then I'm going to stop it so that I can use my help to vacuum as I'm cutting. But just for recording purposes, I'm not going to use the vacuum at this time. So here's where my anchoring plates are going to go. I'm going to finish doing the rest of the 4 slots that same exact way. And after you get it cut, always just test it. You want this anchoring plate to slide into the wall halfway. Try to make it only slide halfway, no deeper. Because if it goes deeper, then it pushes into the wall, and that's not fun to deal with. So just take your time, plunge in. You can always plunge in deeper, so just test it after you plunge in, so it only goes halfway in the wall. All right, I'm going to stop at this point, finish the rest of the cuts. I'll see you when the cuts are done. All right, so I got all the channels cut using the angle grinder and the vacuum. And we vacuumed out, after we cut, we vacuumed out the channels, make sure everything's nice and clean. And what I like to do is dry fit everything first. So I put the anchors in dry in the wall, just like that. And you just want to line the shelf up. Make sure everything fits. Everything looks good. The reason you want to dry fit it is because if for some reason you have to make an adjustment to the depth to get your anchoring plates a little deeper in the wall, it's better to do that when there's glue, when there's not glue on your anchoring plates or in your shelf. So now that we're happy with the way it fits, I'll take it all back out. And I'm going to glue just the side that goes into the wall and just a very little bit of glue, and I'll show you what I mean by that. And then we're going to fit them all in. And then we're going to glue the channel. And really you only have to glue where the anchoring plates go. If you want to glue the rest you can, but sometimes when you glue the entire thing, the glue tends to drip out. So yeah, then you have to deal with that. So I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so the adhesive that comes with the kit, along with the anchoring plates, it's Gorilla Glue. And Gorilla Glue works best with a little bit of moisture. So I always just fill a sink up, or you can put a bowl out with some water in it and just put your anchoring plates in there. So we'll take 4 anchoring plates. They don't have to be dripping wet, just a little bit of moisture, that's all. Alright, so very little bit of glue. And you can just take the edge or the tip of your glue and just spread it around. Very, very little bit. This stuff expands a lot. So if you put too much, you're going to have a lot of cleanup. So trust me, that tiny little bit of glue is all you need. And you saw when we had it sitting in there dry, it's already pretty stable. So the glue really is just what kind of locks it in place. Matter of fact, I stood on one of these when it was just dry without any glue, and it held my weight. So it's the shear strength. Once the shelf goes in, it's the shear strength there of the plastic anchoring plates that you get all the structure or stability from. Alright, so now we got the shelf, we got the anchoring plates in the wall. And like I said, I like to just put a little bit of glue, just like that, roughly where the anchoring plates go. Again, you only need a little bit. This stuff expands a lot. Take your time, line it up, and then that's it. Give it about 2 hours for the glue to dry. If you want, you can put something that's a little bit heavy on the leading edge just to get a tiny little bit of pitch for water runoff. But it kind of naturally pitches a little bit the way it is. But you could just put like a full bottle of shampoo there while it's drying. But yeah, after about 2 or 3 hours, we'll come back. If any glue expanded out, we'll just trim it back with a single edge razor, and then we're going to caulk it into place using a caulk that matches the grout. Alright, so here we got these 3 here in on this side, and these 3 here on this side. So the beauty about this is, since the shelf meets up against the wall, with this system, it looks like it's a perfect cut. You know, it looks like they cut the tile perfectly around that radius. No visible means of support. The other nice thing about this system is, if this shelf ever gets stained, which you should seal it with stone sealer after it's installed and dried up and everything, but if this ever gets stained or chipped or anything, you simply hold a box underneath of it and break it out with a hammer, pull your anchoring plates out, clean it up a little bit, set new anchoring plates, slide a new shelf in. With the traditional way that these are installed in the tile, it's not that easy. So that's another great benefit about this system. All right, after it's dry, I'll show you how we can caulk them in. All right, so all the shelves are dry, or the glue is dry. And what happens is, if you can see right in there, the glue will foam up. And see it on the underside. And since we didn't use a whole lot of glue, we don't have a whole lot of cleanup. And that's what I was saying earlier. Just a little bit works. And that stuff, it really expands a lot. So tiny little bit of glue, so they have minimal cleanup. So we just take a single edge razor that's included with the hardware, and just without scratching the stone. This is hard to do this and video at the same time, but I just run it across the bottom and then run it across the wall. change hands here. That's a little better. Run it across the wall. And it'll just pop right off. So there you go. Clean it all up, all the shelves just like that, and then you'll be ready to caulk. Oh, and real quick too, the other thing I wanted to show you guys is see, has a little bit of pitch into the shower, and I actually didn't even put anything heavy on this front edge. I just let it dry naturally. So there you go. They naturally pitch forward into the shower or into your tub for water runoff. All right, so here we go. All caulked in. Top, bottom, that little bit of darkness is just from the water on the grout, but that'll dry up and all right, well, that's it. For more information, go to GoShelf.com or to purchase your own shelves. Hit us up at GoShelf.com. We have, I believe, now 12 different colors to choose from. This color here is Botticino. And this is an 8-inch shelf. 9 inches standard, 8 and 7 are custom sizes. Thanks a lot.